Hey, what's up, Donkey Kong and Sean Connery? We're going to combine these two guys today, and we're going to try building two builds, actually. One is already planned, and the second one's going to be a little bit freestyle, and so that's what we'll do today. Ta-da. As I take them apart, just wanted to say hi to everyone out there. Wishing you a very, very happy day, evening, afternoon, wherever, when this finds you in space, or where this finds you in space-time. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, hope everything is going super duper good. Just wanted to make a quick announcement regarding some experimentations that I'm going to be doing on the channel. For about 30 days, I'm going to seed a couple of long form videos on a second channel that I have up. It's called Botbender Videos. You can find the description, or you can find the link in the description. And what I'm going to do is on this channel, I'll be providing just like a brief intro, and I'll be like, hey, if you want to catch the long form, click the link in the description, and we'll funnel people over there. But anyway, enough about that. More about this. So, hey, you know what? Give me 1 second. Let me move the bits off the screen so it doesn't mess with the focus. Here we go, Joe. So back with the plan, my man. Yeah. So this cog, I shouldn't have taken apart the first one because we're just going to be layering the second one on top of him. It's the build that I showcased on the cog study. You know, the one with stank face, crankcase, blue trailbreaker, DK breaker, somebody, and Optimus Prime. I don't know if it was Earthrise or Siege. I'm kind of forgetting, but it was one of the primes. And yeah, and then we used like 4 cogs, and it was a pretty cool time. I had a good time creating the video. I thought it was pretty cool. And this dude, we kind of like inadvertently like created him in that video, and I was like, you know what? I'm definitely gonna give our guy his own vid, and this is it basically. And so this is the left leg, right? I mean, to you it's right, but you know what I mean. It's the left leg. This is also the left leg, right leg, right leg, and so it's easy to think of it that way in terms of those are going to be pairing. They're going to be pairing up together, and this is going to be the same story if I get it right. I'm trying to remember how I did this, but right arm goes with right arm, and so that's going to go in there. It's weird. Despite having built a ton of these things, I still forget. And then we're going to do that. There we go, Johnny. I like the whole motif of this pointing backward, and then we have like this and this over here. I think that's really, really fun. And so, yeah, right arm, left arm, left arm. Pretty easy to remember. Is that how I did? No. See, look at that. Even in the midst of this, straight forgetting, dude. There's so much versatility that you can do with these guys versus the armorizers, but y'all know how I feel about that, so I won't really go into that. That's beating a dead horse at this point. But yeah, so much fun, versatility, and play patterns, diversity, just like so much going on with the initial weaponizers, modulators. Modulators are a little bit stiff, but they had their own charm. They had their own uniqueness about them, and I really like the modulators a lot. But they're, in my opinion, they're harder to build with. They're meaning like you need a higher skill set, and so for me personally, I couldn't or didn't really unlock the ability to use modulators up until maybe like a year ago, and I've had them for a while, dude. It just took me a long time. It's like an instrument that's really difficult to pick up, or a weapon, or maybe not weapon, but or a martial art. There you go, or some type of craft or anything. That's why did I go to weapon? But yeah, but something that's a little bit harder to pick up, basically, you know. And the modulators were like that for me, and but they're loads of fun, and it's really like, even after building RoboZ's stuff, like, so one, I think I'll just go ahead and say it. I think RoboZ might be the best builder out there. I mean, Pre-Pisson is really good too. And he's like, you know, I'm a stand for both of those guys, but RoboZ might be the best. Yeah, RoboZ might be the best. And then Pre-Pisson, along with Shuming G0X2, they might be second and third. Or they might be second tied together. And I don't know. If I'm generous with myself, I think I'm in the top 5. Or at least in the top 10 for sure. Top 10 for sure. But yeah, again, if I'm generous, top 5. So Oh yeah, so what I was saying was, dude, I built all of RoboZ's modulator combiners, and dude, they're so incredible. And even after doing that, I still just couldn't figure out how to use them until just one day. There you go, Thanos snap. It worked out, but anyway, enough about the modulators. Weaponizer, cog, double cog, really great stuff. I love how the feet, again, left feet, right foot, enhancing the same side. Same thing for the arms over here. This little blaster thing going on, that's pretty cool. And on the back, I like how the torso, or the lower half of it, is kind of beefing up the torso. Everything just kind of going right where it's supposed to, just layering on top of itself. It has a feel of Voltron 2, and they're called Albegas, and they were like bots that stacked up on top of each other. They didn't have a cartoon release, but they did have a toy release. And so, yeah. Anyway, this is our guy, all right? So I'm going to take him apart right now, and let's fiddle and fuddle with, you know what? Let me just start removing him right here. I will say, I forgot to mention that the baseline for this was the feet, right? The baseline were the feet, and I didn't want to change anything with the legs, but let's say that's not the baseline. Let's say that's not. I'm still going to keep one pair of legs here just for the time being, but these, let's say these are not, and we can freely move them about. Immediately, the first thing that came to mind was, well, I'm going to establish a baseline with the arms then, if not the legs. Excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. Oh, by the way, I saw Dune today. Dune was pretty tight. The second one, I fell asleep again. The first one I had to watch 3 times, dude. I kept on falling asleep, dude. I think it's a good movie, but something about it is just not stimulating enough for me or something, and I just kept on KO, dude. And the second one too, dude. My buddy had to nudge me, dude. He was like, bro, you're snoring. And I was like, oh, snap. All right. I think I'm going to establish this as the baseline, and his arm can kind of come out. That's kind of cool, dude. Can kind of come out, and actually, as I'm doing this, there is this some sense of familiarity about this, as if I've done this before. I may have, but all right. Now the question is, do we keep this like that, or do we bring the red forward? Let's just go with this for now, because the red's on the back, you know. So let's just do that. Yeah, dude, work was super cool. They catered Indian food for us for lunch, and then we got the movie for free, and we rented out the whole theater, and it was super empty because like I think like 300 people could fit in that theater, and there was only like 40 of us. And give me 1 second. Yeah, and then we also got these vouchers for like free popcorn and like drinks, like large and large, but I didn't use them, neither did my buddy. And so we were leaving, and I realized the vouchers were still good for the whole day. So I was just like looking around, and I was just like, dude, who can I give these to? And there was this girl sitting at like this table just waiting for her friend because it was super raining outside. And she looked at me, and I looked at her. I started walking toward her, and dude, she had this crazy look of dread on her face. Like, oh my God, this is the stuff that I heard about on TV. And I was like, hey, can I give you something? And she was like, ah, this look of dread. And I was like, yo, I got some food vouchers here. She was like, oh. I was like, hey, we had a company event, and we didn't use these. I was like, you can use them as long as you use it today. I was like, yeah, you get popcorn and soda. And she was like, oh, thank you, sir. Like, or thank you, mister. And I was like, oh, man. Feel super old hearing that, you know, but she had this look of dread. She's like, oh my God, like I need an adult. I was like, dude, do I give off creepo vibes, dude? But maybe it's because I just made like a beeline towards her. But the reason I was doing that, I was like, dude, we had to bounce, dude. We had to leave, and there was like nobody there, and I was like, But you know what? I get the sense that I've made this before, dude, because you know, I've made a ton of things on this channel, right? And as I'm going through this right now, like I don't know, dude. It feels like I've gone through these motions before. It feels familiar enough to me. Probably have, yeah. So in this one, we utilize the arms as the baseline. It's kind of cool, dude. Look what we did with the feet, dude. Yeah, they kind of have an arch on them, so he's like leaning back a little bit, and so in this case, I just need to bring him forward. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, Brad. Not too shabby, right, Gabby? Then we got to figure out what we're going to do with this. Yeah, it's not too bad, dude. But I'm just wondering if I can get the feet to stand a little more level. I mean, this does have a little thing over here, a little bump that will make him kind of, I guess this is okay. I mean, I did kind of prefer having that toe bridge. Hey, what's up, dude? How come? Oh, okay. I did kind of like having that toe bridge there earlier, but he does stand a little bit better like this. So for the time being, let's just do that. Let's just do that. I did like that toe bridge, though. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. All right, what do we do with this? What do we do with this grimace? Let's pop the pew-pews off. I mean, oh, what if we do, hold up. Oh, I'm tripping, dude. What I was trying to do was get these two pegs and plug them in here and have the corresponding ones over here plug in here, but I realized, no, you can't. They're being used for the hips. And so there's a couple of things that we could do. One, we could just do that and layer that on as the backpack. Fold the head down. Let me just kind of get that nestled in there. That's not terrible, dude. That's not terrible. It does kind of arch backwards, but again, I've seen worse. I've done worse. And then after that, we can just kind of adorn as appropriate. But yeah, so just personally speaking, that's one of the build philosophies that I have, is just finding a baseline and deciding if you're gonna just roll, if you're gonna roll with it, you know. And the baseline establishes it so that you don't have to keep like rebuilding a section because you've told yourself, I'm not going to rebuild that. I'm going to preserve that all the way up. And then everything else just becomes like a process of elimination, you know, using parts, using the remaining parts to build the other aspects of the robot. There he goes. There he goes. Which version do you like better? This one or the first one? Not to skew the results, but I'm inclined to say the first combiner. This guy's cool too. I like the arms better on him, but the first one, I think I like the legs better. But I don't know. They both have their own charm. And let me try one more time with the bridge over here. But yeah, like I mentioned at the front of the video, I'm going to be doing an experiment where I funnel people to the second channel for about a month. And so don't be scared. But if I do find that, and the second channel is not going to be monetized because it's a fresh channel, it hasn't hit the monetization requirements or anything like that. So you're not going to have any ads on any of those videos unless YouTube places them there. But they won't be monetized, and it's just going to be an experiment primarily to see if I can have a better CTR, which is a click-through rate. And if I can get a better click-through rate and it remains consistent, then whether I get money or not is kind of inconsequential to me. I'll probably stick with that new channel, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, dude. I'm done fidgeting with them, done fussing with them. Thanks for joining me, friends. I'll talk to you soon. I appreciate y'all being patient with all these things that I'm trying to kind of improve the growth of the channel. And yeah, I'll be back. Bye.